Hi Libras, welcome to my channel. This is True Tarot for today. My name is Shari, and I'm going to be doing your monthly June forecast. And I've laid out your cards. This is a zodiac spread, and it covers most of the areas of your life and the general influences for the month. So Libra, you have an air card, the King of Swords, in your first house, and this is how the world is going to see you for the month of June. And they're going to be seeing you as very strong in your opinions, very concise, very matter of fact. It's not a fluffy, warm card. It's not even necessarily a social card. And you just have to watch that people don't see you being a little too stern or judgmental for the month. For the Libra women, this could be you're being seen through your spouse who has some of those traits. But because it's a general reading and it is a sword card which represents air, I think for many of you, you're going to be seen as sharp and quick-witted, no nonsense, and very determined, to get your ideas or your point across. Your money house shows that you're concerned with holding on to your finances, any gains that you've made. You're very interested in sustaining them. If you were investing, you would get very conservative at this time and maybe take out any of the profits and maybe reinvest them or put them in another area. But this is the card where you don't want to spend money on frivolous items. Some of you may be saving for a big ticket item like a car or real estate. And so for the month of June, you may not be spending as much money socializing or treating people. You're going to be more concerned about getting your bills paid and maintaining your spending. In your environment, the third house represents siblings, cousins, neighbors. It can even be an online platform that's social, like Facebook. The King of Wands shows up, and this is a person that's usually a fire sign, but not always. They're entrepreneurial, they're creative, they're natural leaders. They tend to have a strong ego, but this person is either someone in your environment or it's someone, like I said, sibling, cousin. They have good energy, they motivate people, and for the most part, they're fun to be around. So for the month of June, you'll have a person who will be, creative or entrepreneurial around you. In your home this month, you're going to be conservata. I call this card traditional, conformist. You're going to be thinking about your religion, your culture, your traditions, your background. And there may be family that you'll be thinking of. Family may come visit. You may be more in contact with family. You may be more involved with a religious institution. This is the card of traditionality, and because it falls in your home, there may be traditional holidays, there may be get-togethers where you reminisce about your culture, your background, your family members, your belief systems. And if it isn't that, many of you will be thinking and mulling over, your relationship to your tradition or your culture or your religion in the month of June when you're at home. Your new relationship house, this also represents the fifth house children. Either way, this personality is very reliable, dependable, honest, trustworthy. So for many of you Libras, you do have a good new relationship in your life. I usually consider this romantic, someone you've met within the last 3 months. And they're just a stand-up person. What you see is what you get. If it's your children, they have a good work ethic, they're on the right path. They're not overspending, they're not being frivolous, they're not being unreliable, they're being responsible. So this is the card of somebody who does take responsibility and who isn't pretentious, you know. It's usually an earth sign, but not always. It can just indicate someone who's hardworking. And so if it is an earth sign, that would be a Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. And for those of you Libras in a new romantic relationship, this is saying that the person is straight and they're on the up and up. And like I said, what you see is what you get. They may not be the most exciting person around, but they certainly are stable. In your workhouse, you have the Queen of Pentacles. So many of you may be working with a female owner of a business. This is a woman that has achieved a lot financially. She's not wanting in anything. She usually likes the finer things in life. A very grounded and realistic and nurturing person, usually married with a family and children and a nice home. So for some of you Libras, your job could provide you with that. This could be interior decorating, anything to do with nurturing, cooking, restaurants, boutiques, designer clothes. So you'll be seen in this month as a person that has very good financial stability and savvy, and you take care of yourself, and kind of like someone in merchandising, you're able to pick out the good from the bad, and you have a good eye when it comes to the finer things in life or beauty. If it's a general reading, this could be a male also. So if it isn't the owner of this business, it would be that you would be working with someone like this, if that doesn't sound like qualities in yourself for the month of June. But it is an older card, and it's a queen, so it means that many of you may look more established this month in your workplace than in other months. And people may come to you to problem solve or fix problems or help people. You have a new relationship in your relationship house. So that's lovely, Libra. This could be a friendship or a love, or it could be the birth of a new child. Relationships can be family, they can be colleagues, they can be mates, they can be lovers, they can be children. There either is a new life force, which is pregnancy, coming up with one of your partners, or you will be meeting someone, if you haven't already met them, that will be friend or relationship potential for you. And it feels very hopeful, like new beginnings emotionally are very pleasant. It's like the honeymoon phase. So whomever this is, there's a lot of happiness and potential attached to this card. And relationships are very important to Libras, so this is a fresh new start. In your bedroom and in your shared resources house, this is the 8th house, you have the card of retreat. So for many of you, this may not be a highly sexual month. Your intimate life may be taking a little break or a hiatus. Some of you might actually be recovering from an illness. But this is the card where you retreat because you need some rest and you need time alone and you need to recharge your battery. So it's not indicating any great passion here. If this is your love life, it's more that you're reticent and you're retreating into yourself. If it's shared resources, at this time, I don't think you're going to be making any pitches or big moves, whether it's legal, insurance companies, child support. I think this month you just want to take a break. I think you felt like you've been fighting a battle and you're just stepping back and taking a little time to soul search and take care of yourself. Having said that, in your 9th house, this is the house where it can cover legalities and litigation and lawsuits, but it also can be travel, higher education, and publishing. So you have the negative card, the Five of Swords here. Any kind of legal issue is going to get nasty if it hasn't already been nasty. This is a dirty fight. This is backstabbing, jealousy, negative Nancy's. It's a very negative card. It's one of the most negative cards in the deck. So if any of you Libras are engaged in a lawsuit or litigation, expect the ugly side of things to come out in the month of June. You know, if you thought that people fought dirty, they're going to fight dirtier this month. So that's a heads up. That's a warning. If you want to travel, this is not a great card for travel. You'd be around people that would be catty, gossiping. Again, negative energy. If you want to publish, not a good time. Again, the rumor mill, the gossip is all around. And this includes publishing online, whether it's Facebook or a website. I would put it off in the month of June if I were a Libra. And then if it's higher education, it's not a good card either, because it's saying you would be surrounded by people that would be very competitive, but not in an outwardly like healthy way. They would be people that would try to make you look bad to make themselves look better. So I wouldn't recommend publishing at this time. Now, in your career house, you have a terrific card. This is the 10th house and how people see you. And you have the Magician card. So in the month of June, I think you can be really productive and bring some of your ideas into form. If you're not going to launch anything, this is a card where you're seen as highly organized, productive, competent, can-do energy. Some of you may be sending your resumes out. Some of you may be tackling difficult tasks and getting them done quite easily. But your vibe is that you're a person that can also envision something and make it happen. So it's a very good card to have in your career house. If any of you have been wanting to start something or launch something, other than what I mentioned with the 9th house in those particular areas, I wouldn't necessarily launch in the month of June. But in your career, if you have to get anything done this month, you're going to be a highly effective person, and people are going to see you as very competent at what you do. So that's never a bad thing to have in your career house. And I think because you're a Libra and, you know, the sun moved into Gemini, this is also going to help you with your communications, but your general sense of well-being and confidence will be increased because of that fellow air energy in our midst. So make the most of it and get things done in the month of June, Libras. Your friends are going to be busy this month, so you may not have a lot of time to socialize. It may be quick get-togethers, a cup of coffee, a drink. But this is saying that one of your friends, or more than one of your friends, is juggling a lot right now. They may be running errands, they may be going to school and working, they may be taking care of kids, pets. This is the card of people just being busy and running around. And so you're not going to have real good quality time, you know, with your friends. But, you know, you do have someone in your neighborhood or, you know, brother, cousin that, you know, you get along with well and they motivate you. So you will have, you know, some fun with the King of Wands who's in your environment. But your friends are going to be awfully busy this month. And then you have another 2, which is interesting, in your 12th house. And this card represents the best of friendship or love. And those are very important topics or issues for Libra, because you come in this world as having a natural predilection towards partnership. And you have the 2 and you have the 2 here, pairs. So in your 12th house, this is kind of what you haven't mastered yet. And you may be mulling over in the month of June whether some of your friendships or your love affairs, you know, delivered to you what you had wanted or expected of the relationship. Now, because it is in your 12th house, some of you, might have wished for a relationship, and then in some way, after you had it, it restricted you or became your prison. It could be the same for a friendship, that the demands were too great or there wasn't reciprocal respect or affection. And again, as a Libra, that's paramount, and even loyalty paramount for you guys. So in the month of June, you may still be considering, have you attained, the hope or the model that you had thought love or friendship could bring you in terms of fulfillment or satisfaction. And did in some of these cases the relationship limit you or hold you back, or the desire to have a partner, is that still something that sort of drives you and is part of your karma, but you haven't achieved that, soulmate or that twin flame or that love that you so strongly desire. So you'll have to think, Libras, if this is about friendship or love, and, does the caliber of your romantic or your social circle fit with what your ideal is, or have you been limited? Have you sort of gotten in your own way, or have these other people just not been up to par, the ones you've chosen in your past? And you will be meditating on this in the month of June. Generally, you have a very strong month. I think money is going to be an issue for you. I think you have a terrific new relationship coming in, whether that's a baby in the family or a friend's baby, whether this is a new friend or a new love for those of you that are single. But it doesn't look like you're going to have worries with a new relationship or your children. I think that's going to prove to be quite stable for you. You're not going to want to, spend as much money in the month of June, maybe going out and having fun. I think you're going to be saving and watching your pennies, or watching your investments very carefully, and your budget and where you really spend money. And then, your friends are going to be very busy, so your career looks like a good place to put, a lot of your energy and bring something that you wanted to create into being, because this is a manifestation card, and it's nice to have that in your 10th house. All right, and just, tone down the judgments. You may be seen as a little bit more intimidating or forceful in your ideas or your opinions this month. So, try to keep your usual Libra charm in place so that people don't feel that you're being a little too hard on them. Okay, Libras, thanks for watching. If you like my videos, please like, share, or subscribe. And I'll see you back here next month. I hope it's a happy and productive month for all of you. Bye.